you're on social with Niki Nicole, and I am sitting here with one of my special guests, and her name is Diana Watley. She is a motivational speaker here in Atlanta, and I really want you to hear what she has to say. You have some amazing things that you would like to share with us. First and foremost, hey girl.
Hey girl.
What's
on social with Niki Nicole.
On social with Niki Nicole. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you accepted. I know you're busy, and I know after you leave here, you got to run and do some more stuff.
That's how I do it.
So, what's been going on?
Living life.
Living
life. Following my dreams, staying at peace, and hater free.
Woo!
Yeah, all of that. All that tea.
Ooh, all that tea. A little bit more. Well, let me put some sweetening in this tea. So, first and foremost, I know you got projects that you're working on.
Yes.
And I love the name. Let's talk about Girl, Get Out of Your Feelings.
Girl, get out of your feelings.
Yes, girl, because I'm in mine. Huh? Yeah. I can get on them sometimes. You know, we can get down and please.
Yes. This project here is, I would consider the best to date. I have several projects, several motivational CDs, books, and things of that nature. But this project here, Girl, Get Out of Your Feelings, was birthed out of exactly what I had to tell myself if I wanted to get to my next level. Oh, yes. I had to literally look myself in the mirror and say, girl, get out of your feelings. And I have two mirrors. Let me say this. One is the physical mirror. The other is my king, because I think that your relationship should reflect who it is you are to become. Ooh, and when your man can tell you you're not going to win warfare like that, you're not going to win, you're not going to get over your hurts and pains by being in your feelings. You got to attack your head on. And so this is my baby. I know it's going to change a lot of lives, as it has changed as I recorded it. I mean, I really heard me talking back to myself. A couple of things that I talk about on this particular empowerment compilation. It's not, I don't do no singing. Can't sing, girl.
Okay.
It's an inspirational CD. No, I'm just going in and giving the word.
Okay.
But
we need it.
Everybody needs a
word.
From
the girl side.
From the woman's perspective.
Yes.
But I also, it's also men like this too. I'm going to tell you why. Because what I do is get your woman right.
Yes, get her out her feelings so he can
absolutely
love her the right way.
And one of the things I talk about in relationships is a woman learning how to humble herself and close her mouth. A woman's mouth has closed shut more doors for her than it has opened. And if you want to win in this season, that's why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, because you're supposed to listen twice as much more than you speak. And even in friendships, if you take that very philosophy in friendships with other women, you'll know who is on your team or not, because if you know, when you're in a group setting, we do a lot of talking, but nobody is sitting back listening, discerning who is for you and who is not. So I talk about friendships, relationships, how to win in warfare, how to have the courage to win when you have been knocked down so hard, and because life happens to you. And so this is my baby. And like I said, I know it's going to change a lot of lives.
I love it. First of all, I want to say how me and you met.
Absolutely.
You know, we met at a book signing.
Absolutely.
And like I said, I worked this whole room, and you were the only one that I really just kind of clicked with. Yeah. And the reason why I clicked with it is because I saw you as being relatable. Mm-hmm. I saw you as being real. Everybody talk about being REAL, but it's more like LOVE. I had a love. We had a good love for each other, and we just kind of clicked, and we kept in contact with each other. The reason why I really wanted you to be on the show today, and also you're going to be at our tea party too, is because girls need to hear what you got to say. Absolutely. Women need to know how to balance love, life, and personal everything. Yes. It's hard to... When you're trying to establish a brand, and I know me and you talked about this before the show started, it's hard having a business, relationship, being mama, being an employee, being a business owner, and still trying to, you know, tackle that everyday life. It's hard. So being a motivational speaker and also being a teacher, because I see you as being a teacher as well to your students and being studious, we have to learn how to just humble ourselves and listen, just like you just said, and let somebody else kind of guide us where we need to go. And I know right now with this right here, I know you speak everywhere. You know, I know you are always busy. This girl is on Periscope. She's on Instagram, Facebook. Follow her. Please tell them how to follow you as well, too.
Absolutely. Well, I'm on Periscope, as you said, at under the word new, MGMT. The same as Instagram. And one thing I like about Periscope is that a lot of people don't get to hear me speak. I get that a lot. Oh, one day I hope I'll be able to hear you speak. Yeah. And that's another reason why I did CDs. Unfortunately, you know, the saying is true. If you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book, because you're not going to read it. So I said, Lord, whatever outlet you give me to share your message and give your wisdom, that's what I'm going to use. So Periscope has been a good tool for me. But I also, on Facebook at Team Under New Management, Well, I've been going to do videos. So right now, and starting December 3rd, I'm counting down. This is my 10-year anniversary this month.
Ooh,
10-year anniversary.
congrats.
And thank you as a motivational speaker, life coach, and family advocate. And so what I did, I was going through just giving like my top 10 moments. The moments of my career, although all of them are important. Anytime I have an opportunity to do God's work and empower somebody and change somebody's life, they're all important. But there are just certain moments of my career that stuck out the most. And so those are my social media outlets. And I do videos on all of them. Also on YouTube under Diana Watley, DianaWatley. So
wow. You know I'm already following you on everything. Yeah. I do be checking you out on Periscope. I think the reason why we doing like this show on social with Niki is because it's like we got to find that niche, how to connect with our audience now.
That's right.
And I think how to connect with our audience now is really that communication.
Absolutely.
Periscope is like watching TV.
Right.
I'm going to tune into Diana in a few minutes because she's going to come out, and the thing about what I like about Periscope, it lets you know.
That's right.
So it's kind of like your TV guide.
Right.
Yeah, so if I want to hear what you got to say and you have a message, even if it ain't for 2 minutes, you still on there for me to see. And I'm going to say, I need to hear more what this girl got to say, so I'm going to be following her.
It's a good tool.
So it's a very, very good tool. Yes. And I think that's a great thing that we got going on today.
Right.
So how did you get to being a motivational speaker?
Oh, my God. When I left Albany State in 2004, I went to work for a law firm because I thought I wanted to go to law school.
Okay.
But the saying is true, if you want to make God laugh, tell him what you have planned. And so one of my mentors at the time told me to go and work in a law firm before I made that investment financially and in time. Went and worked in a law firm, and listen, my boss was like, listen, don't talk to me till after 12 o'clock. Like, I was kind of running the show because I wasn't a morning person. I was kind of spoiled. I get my work done, but I just want to get it done my way. And one day we were sitting down, and he said, I tell him, but I love him. Still to this day, I'm doing an event for his wife with the Kojic and the Gospel Festival in January.
Okay.
But he said, what would you be doing if you weren't doing this? And I said, mentoring. He said, start. And he helped me incorporate my business 10 years ago this month.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's
how I've been doing it. Yeah, and I went out, started just doing it for free. I mean, it really took me up to 4 years to get my first paycheck. Wow. But, you know.
Did y'all hear that?
4 years. It didn't come quick.
Let's talk about that.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about how everybody wants this microwave dream.
Microwave.
They want to put it in the microwave and warm it up real quick. And it stay hot for a hot minute and they're done with it.
That's it.
Consistency, and we talked about this a little bit before the show.
Absolutely.
Consistency is the key. And for me, I had to learn that.
Mm-hmm.
I was impatient. And that's one of the things that I ask God for is patience. And He's working with me on that.
Right.
He's working with me on
He's working with me, so I know He's going to get you right.
I know for all of the people who's trying to kind of, they're fuzzy about what they want to do and how to do it, what are some top things that you would tell them to do?
The first thing I would say is try the spirit by the spirit. And let me just put that in layman's terms. Don't look to outside sources or don't tap onto social media and say, I can do that. You got to try the spirit by it. You got to see if that's for you in your life. You got to see if that's what God has for you.
Yes.
The problem is that we look at other people's journey in their life and we start seeking and desiring after. We don't know what took them to get there. Okay. No one knows what took you to become who you are today. No one knows the challenges and trials. It's been a journey, right? And if you gave them your shoes for one moment, they'll give them back because they can't handle your journey because it wasn't made for them. Exactly. And so I will always say, try the spirit by the spirit. Stop asking your friends who may be employees about entrepreneurship. You know, I wouldn't go to the person who work at McDonald's and ask them how to own a Starbucks.
Thank you.
And so, you know, even one thing we talked about were connections downstairs, right? And I said I would save this for when we got on camera. So this is how I weigh my life. And I got this from Pastor Natalie Francisco out of Virginia. And she gave me this thing, and it's called your ones, your twos, your threes. And the ones are the people, your ones, your twos, your threes. And this is how I weigh my friendships. I don't use all that immature terminology, BFF and our best friends. People are connections this day and time in my life, you know? And so your ones are the people that you aspire to be.
That's your one.
That's your one. People. The ones are the people you aspire to be. The twos are the people on your level. You have common core values. You know, me and you, we grind and we're trying to get it together. We're building brands. Yes. Your three are the people you reach back down and got. And she didn't say this, but this is what I gathered from it. The threes are how God continue to bless you. Because you get blessed by being a blessing to others.
So that's that crumbs.
That's what people you kind of keep reaching out and getting. You're giving compliments. You're giving encouragement to. I think that, and when I think about that 1, 2, 3 thing, I look at it as the threes being how God continues to bless you. Your twos are how you stay humble. Wow. Because if you look at people and your connections and the people you are connected to, they keep you humble and grounded in your new level and your next level. And your ones keep you inspired.
Wow.
Yeah.
Girl, I love it. Because let me tell you why I like that.
Okay.
It's because, and I know we touched a little about this downstairs too. People don't want to be mentees.
No. Yeah.
They want to
be automatic leaders.
Yes, they want to be automatic leaders, but it takes a lot.
That's
Learning takes you to leading.
Yeah.
That's what I learned.
I like that.
I learned that you got to learn. You got to scale back. And your biggest word that you just say is be humble.
Be humble.
And another thing, be humble while you're hungry. When you ask people, and that's another thing that people don't do, they don't be honest and ask people, can you help me?
That's right. That's right.
One thing about it, like when me and you met, we never knew each other from
a can of paint.
From a can of paint.
And we clicked.
But we clicked, and what else we did too, we shared our desires of what we're trying to go in our life. And so when we started with the tea parties, the first thing that came to my mind, and I told you, I said, girl, I'm going to reach out to you.
You did.
Because I want other women to hear what you got to say. Because one thing that we don't do as women, we don't help one another.
I agree.
We have that spirit of hate.
Oh, gotta talk about it.
Yes, we have that spirit of hate because it's first of all, when you walk in the room, they sizing you up with your shoes, your leather pants. Oh,
They don't even know if I just came from crying or not.
Thank you.
You know, because it looks good it looks good on the outside.
They don't know what your last night.
That's right.
They don't even know what it took you to put on these clothes.
That's right.
And these are just clothes.
That's
and when
right.
you shell that off, I still got the spirit that need to be fed.
That's right.
So that's why I wanted to do this show, is because I wanted people to see realness, realness going on. Back to what we was talking about, I just really want to touch bases on that one more time because I really want people for it to resonate about being a mentee to a mentor, because a lot of people don't like to be humble and ask for help. We wanna ask for resources, but we just want to say, I need help.
Right.
And I know sometimes if you don't ask, you won't get it.
Absolutely.
So your suggestions to people who want to be a mentee to a mentor, what is your suggestions?
Well, I mean, I would say that mentoring somebody is not just helping them build a business, but somebody you can just go to. If you think about a mentorship relationship on just a smaller scale, who can I call when I just want to laugh? You know, who can I call when I need a shoulder to cry, if I just want to cry? So I think if we start thinking on it, not like this person helping me get to my next level, but this is just a genuine person I can go to for just the smallest thing. I think it'll, get rid of the, I guess what might be uncomfortable. But the problem is, though, you can't, like you said earlier, you can't be a great leader if you don't know how to follow. And so, back to even what you were talking about regarding the instant gratification society. We live in an instant gratification society. And they just don't know how you had to toil to get to where you are. In retrospect, you have people who want to become overnight sensations with no substance.
Ooh.
I mean, even if you get down to my level, and no tea, no shade to everybody who want to empower someone, but we were speaking about this earlier. I don't take for granted getting in the pulpit and trying to change somebody's life just because I know how to speak. And if we want to be realistic about it, you can take my title away because I do what I do.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm still Diana Watley. And so, you have to be careful even as a leader. Say you be a leader in the empowerment industry, but you're not living the same thing you walk in. Those things send triggers out to people who really need to be changed and helped. And so I really, I believe I'm a leader. I mentor and motivated a lot of people, but I don't take for granted the opportunity to just be transparent to people, to show them my flaws, to tell them, okay, I love my baby, but we're not perfect. Different things like that, because people need to hear that you are genuine. And I think a lot of times when you try to go be a mentor to somebody and they see that you live one way, talk one way, but live another way,
it's fake.
It's fake.
It's very fake. And see, now people they can look you up.
Right.
They can Google you. Like, folks, somebody Google me. Some of y'all don't want them to Google you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, don't talk it, because if you want them to Google you, you got to have the credentials and the things that go behind what you've done. So with that being said, I know with you, with this girl, get out your feelings. That's why I'm saying that, is because a lot of people do need to get out their feelings and find their passion. And that's why we wanted women that we thought could reactivate these women's ambition for the Tea Party, because we don't need them to just read about it. We need them to actually hear about it. It needs to be tangible. Right. Where I can touch Diana, and I can really text Diana or call Diana and say, hey, how, what, where, who. Right. And I feel like you would answer that question back to me.
Yeah. Oprah said for years, she told people what to do, never giving them the how. And so anytime I go speak, I always make that announcement, because I think it's important not to talk at people, but give them strategy, give them skill set. And so when I do speak, I try to speak with an example. So, I like telling the stories, or I might, give a fable or things of that nature. So it can be more, it can relate a little bit more to what people need to hear. And as we were speaking about earlier, I deal with a lot of clients, and just specifically women. You were talking about how women have so much going on. You try to balance this, try to balance that. You want a relationship. You have so many aspirations for your life. What I can encourage a woman in the new year, because I think it's important. I hear so much, I just want to give up, or I'm so depressed and broken. Find your rich area. And what that specifically means, I was in the Kinko's, and I was making copies I was actually headed to a coaching session. And I was making copies, and it was an older man that was in front of me. And the clerk said, "How are you doing?" He said, "Well, I'm all right. I could be doing better though." And it just hit my spirit. And I said to him, "What's better than God giving you another day?" And he said, "Yeah, but if I was rich." And I said, "Let me tell you what you need to do." And I would advise everybody like this. Find your rich areas, because money can always be attained. Mm-hmm. But what happens is people will get exactly what they prayed for, and they'll ruin it because they never took the time to evaluate who they really were. Wow. My rich area is peace. My rich area is that I'm loyalty and able to motivate people past their pain. Mm-hmm. My rich area don't come with money, because when you take your eyesight off of money, and that's why a lot of people are not successful even in business, because they made money the key thing to what they're seeking. But if you seek after God, if you make God your source, I promise you, He'll always provide. And that's another thing I encourage in this CD. Take your eyes off of that money. If I did motivational speaking for money, girl, let me tell you, I would still be broke.
I know.
Because people don't like to pay you for your work. But God said if you stay faithful over the small things, He'll bless you with your heart's desire. So I know my day is coming. Mm-hmm. I know that I will my goal is to impact and empower many and change and be a premier leader in the world. But I stand on God's promise for my life. I don't tap on the social media and wish, want, or desire for nobody else to see on there, because people only put out there what they want you to see.
See, you're right. And that's again, transparency and being fake.
Absolutely.
When you come off as being real, it's totally 100% different. And there's so many people that appear one way on media, but when you meet them in the flesh, it's totally different.
Right.
It's totally 100% different. And just piggyback on what you say about being, people want to, I say, lust after money when it comes to being rich. Mm-hmm. But one thing me and this lady was talking about one day, if God gave you all the money that you want, are you ready for it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Are you ready for it?
Absolutely.
We say we want these businesses, and that's why I think we have to remain humble, because if you hungry and humble when you're broke, and you strategize and you put into the plans in place, you will know what to do when you get the money. Absolutely. That's why, and it makes it more, how can I say it? You appreciate it more, because when He give it to you when you were broke,
right,
and you strategize and you get the 1, 2s, and 3s, you're going to be able to go on to step 4 and be able to walk into it, because you've already did the things that He wanted you to do. And I have to say that to myself a lot too, because I'm the same way. I'm like, darn, if I had had the money to do this and I had the money to do that. So when I have had the money to do it,
right, you still didn't do it because you didn't have no direction.
Yes, and it's hard, and you'll mess up.
Right,
you'll mess up some crazy money.
T.D. Jakes said that before God makes a millionaire, He had to determine whether or not He'll win a man or lose a man. Ooh. Because giving a person wealth only makes them 10 times the person they were before they received that wealth. Wow. And that's just really, that helps me to focus on, like, it really helps me know that I'm going in the right direction. Because like I said, God is my source. There was a time I always said if I had more money, but you know what God gave me, and I wouldn't trade it. I used to make good money. But I lost a contract and ended up losing my house, losing a car. Friends became fewer, and people always ask, do you regret those times? No, because I wouldn't change those times, because my grass is shorter so I can see the snakes. Ooh. Because there's something about being alone. There's something about thinking that you have all these people on your team, but when you hit rock bottom, you get to really see, who's there. And so those are pay attention to those times. God says that there are two times that God pays attention to you the most. Is when you have it all and when you go through the storm. So He's observing how you're going to go through the storm, because it's not what you go through, it's how you go through it. So the only way you're going to get out of a storm, and that's what I also had to tell myself, to get out of your feelings, because God wants to see if you're going to go through it begrudgingly. Negative self-talk. mean to other people. When you see nasty people on the road, the adage is true. Hurt people hurt people.
Yes, they do.
And so stop worrying about the wealth, because like you said, if you get it and your soul is not right, you're going to ruin it because you never took the time to really get into who you are as a person.
Because a lot of people chase somebody else's dreams.
Absolutely.
They don't have their real dreams.
Absolutely.
So, listen, I just want people to follow you.
Absolutely.
I want them to know. I know you got an upcoming event that I am going to be there next Sunday. Let them know about that event. That they can actually come to, because I know at the end of the day you do want people to hear what you got to say.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm having it's not open to the public.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But it's okay.
Well, I'm glad I got an invite.
But absolutely, it's not open to the public. It's just a private listening party. Not really a family type of party. It's really of my constituents, people who are grinding and branding, that just need to be fed a little something to keep moving them forward. You know, it's challenging when you are trying to fight after your dreams, find love, let go of old connections while simultaneously trying to meet new people, you know, and all the while trying to keep peace, raising your family. And so, you know, this particular event just gives an opportunity for some of my constituents and people I want to build relationships with, just to be the first ones to hear this new project. Just to go down a list of a couple of things I talk about. One of the tracks I talk about, focus on your 180. You've made so much progress, and one decision to act out of your emotion can send you spiraling back to where you used to be. Ooh. And so if you think about your 180, you know, even if it's a small step, I keep my 180 at the forefront. I keep the fact that I don't have to go off to get my point across. The loudest one in the room is the weakest one in the room.
I know that's
yes. I also encourage you to have the courage to win. I know a lot of people's lives haven't been the way that they desired it to be. Mm-hmm. But if you know that God, I always say my reality check is my pulse. If God gives me a pulse and gives me a breath, that means he's giving me another day to make it the greatest day.
Wow.
And Norman Cousin said, and I think I shared this at the listening thing, or the book signing that I met you at, which is my favorite quote. He said that death is not the greatest loss, but the greatest loss is what you allow to die inside of you as you live. So I just want to encourage everyone, when they hear this CD, that you can make it. There is nothing too big for you. He never said the weapon would form. He just said that it wouldn't prosper. And so if you know that I got breath in my body, stay connected to people who are going to keep encouraging you and pushing you, and then you'll change a person's life with this right here.
Well, I'm going to definitely get it. You know I support you. I love you. I'm so glad that you came on the show today, because I think you just saved some lives. And if you didn't save a life, you gave them some directions to get to where they need to try to get to. So, again, I appreciate you. You know I'm going to be the listening party. Again, tell them how to find you, how to reach you.
Absolutely. They can definitely reach me via email, absolutely, because I always respond to people who reach out to me at booking, BOOKINGUNM @gmail.com. That is BOOKINGUNM @gmail.com. My phone number, my business line is 770-376-7866. And you can follow me on Periscope and Instagram at the word under UNDER, the word new NEWMGMT. And I'm on Facebook at Team Under New Management. And catch me at a speaking engagement. I'm already booking for 2016. Hallelujah.
Yes, she will be actually at our tea party on January the 31st. Yes. We will be talking about how to activate your ambition. She's going to actually share with you some strategies and some more of what she got going on. It's always a blessing to hear you. You always make me, get me want to run. I'm just so glad to have you here on the show. God, again, ladies, follow her. Guys, follow her. Get your look, girl. Get out your feelings, girl. Get out your feelings.
You can win. It's time for you to win. So get out your feelings.
Because we don't want your 2016 to look like your 2015. We want things to look better.
That's right. Absolutely.
Praise God. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I love you, sis.
Check her out, y'all.
Absolutely. Girl, get out your feelings.